Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Tamiru Nimsal. Let's have a look at the headlines. President Dissanayake leads high-level security discussion with defense officials. Government hosts workshop on strengthening public enterprises and anti-corruption initiatives. News in detail. A high-level discussion on Sri Lanka's security situation was held at the Presidential Secretariat, presided over by President Anurukumara Dissanayake recently. The meeting, attended by the top defense officials, focused on future security measures to safeguard the nation. Key discussions revolved around maritime operations to combat arms and drug trafficking via sea routes and enhance surveillance in deep-sea waters. Deputy Minister of Defence Aruna Jayasekara, Defence Secretary Air Vice Marshal Sampath Oyakontha, and Navy Commander Vice Admiral Kanchana Banagoda were among the officials present, along with senior naval officers. The discussions emphasized strengthening national security through strategic maritime efforts. President Anurukumara Dissanayake held a meeting with officials of the Sri Lanka Air Force to discuss the country's current security situation and strategies. The meeting was held at the Presidential Secretariat recently. A key focus of the discussion was enhancing the Sri Lanka Air Force's role as a maritime security air force in the Indian Ocean region. The meeting also emphasized the Air Force's collaborative efforts with the Sri Lanka Army and Navy to bolster national security. Budgetary allocations for the Air Force under the latest national budget and the force's current operational needs were also reviewed. The meeting was attended by Deputy Minister of Defence Aruna Jayasekara, Secretary to the Minister of Defence Air Vice Marshal Sampath Oyakontha, Air Force Commander Air Marshal Bandhu Edirisinghe, and other senior Air Force officials. The government remains committed to ensuring national security and strengthening the Air Force's strategic capabilities in the region. The Cabinet of Ministers has approved the implementation of the Praja Shakti Program, a poverty alleviation initiative designed to tackle rising multidimensional poverty in Sri Lanka. This was announced at the post-cabinet meeting media briefing by Cabinet spokesman and Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa recently. The program aims to provide a comprehensive framework combining social security with economic empowerment, especially for rural and estate communities where 95% of affected individuals reside. Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa highlighted the urgency of the situation, citing data that shows 1 in 6 Sri Lankans experiences multidimensional poverty. Despite decades of poverty relief efforts, satisfactory outcomes remain elusive. The number of beneficiaries in such programs has grown steadily from 1.1 million in 2000 to 1.79 million by 2024, underscoring the need for a more structured and sustainable strategy. The Praja Shakti initiative aligns with the government's policy vision of a wealthy nation, secured life, and aims to restructure existing measures while introducing targeted interventions to break the cycle of dependency. Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. A workshop focusing on the Internal Affairs Unit and Anti-Corruption Initiative Assessment was held at a hotel in Colombo recently. Jointly organized by the Presidential Secretariat and the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption, this event is part of ongoing efforts to build a nation of integrity. Delivering the keynote address, Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumanayake emphasized the people's demand for systemic change and the establishment of an alternative force to drive political reform. Dr. Kumanayake urged government officials to prioritize integrity in public service, highlighting practical mechanisms to fulfill the aspirations of a democratic society. The workshop brought together representatives from district and provincial secretariats, ministries and departments, recognizing their crucial role in fostering transparency. Attendees included CIA BOC Director General RSA Dissanayake, Additional Secretary to the President Chandima Wickramasinghe, and other senior officials. In a move to strengthen public enterprises and boost economic stability, a significant workshop on knowledge exchange was held recently at the Milota Academy of Financial Studies in Colombo. Organized by the Presidential Secretariat in collaboration with the University of Colombo, the workshop focused on enhancing efficiency, accountability, and institutional governance in public enterprises. Senior Additional Secretary to the President for Finance and Economic Affairs, JMRD Aponsu, emphasized the need for improved management practices. Key topics included institutional governance, financial discipline, and anti-corruption laws presented by experts such as Dr. Harsha Kabral, President's Counsel, Manil Jayasinghe, past President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, and Chaitya Gunasekara from CIABOC. Unlike previous approaches that considered privatizing state enterprises, the government is now prioritizing reforms to improve efficiency while maintaining public ownership. This workshop served as a critical platform for decision makers to explore strategies for achieving these goals. Representatives from 20 key public enterprises, including Ceylon Fisheries Corporation, CPETCO, and Lanka Satos Limited, attended the event. The Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau has confirmed that E8 visa category jobs in South Korea will be provided exclusively by the government with no involvement of intermediaries or private agencies. Speaking at an event, Bureau Chairman Kozala Wickramasinghe emphasized that only the Bureau is authorized to handle E8 visa jobs, primarily in agriculture. He urged the public not to pay money to intermediaries or private employment agencies, warning against scams. The announcement came during a ceremony where air tickets were handed to youth selected for E9 visa jobs. Chairman Wickramasinghe highlighted the Bureau's commitment to ensuring minimal costs for job seekers, aiming to protect them from exploitation. Guidelines for E8 job recruitment will be introduced soon, with details on qualifications and procedures shared through media channels. The Bureau aims to open new opportunities for Sri Lankan youth while safeguarding their earnings and well-being. Stay tuned for stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on positive notes today.
The All Share Price Index gained by 47.90 points to close at 16,478.67, and the S&P SL 20 gained by 32.88 points to close at 4,931.17. The turnover was over 1.7 billion rupees and over 58 million shares were traded.
Up next are Forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.